What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We're having a little bit of a Tuesday late night upload, and in this video I want to throw something out there into the ethos and give a fairly bold prediction on something that I think could happen in 2026, and comparing kind of the newer sets in Pokemon and how well they're going to do to maybe some other card games next year. But before we get into that, I did do the UPC update in the spreadsheet today, so I kind of just wanted to talk about this a little bit. Similar to a lot of the other booster boxes from the Scarlet and Violet era, Sword and Shield era, etc., there were a lot more boxes for sale this month, especially when we look at the 151 UPC, the Charizard UPC from the Sword and Shield era. Those had the largest increase. The Celebrations UPC, there were, I think, like 20 or 30 more boxes on the market this month compared to last month, but these are still moving at a rate where we could see these get to $1,000 by the end of the year. I think that is still possible. I do think the 151 UPC, the Sword and Shield UPC, they are slowing down a little bit, but everything was up across the board. Everything from the Zacian Zamazenta UPC, Celebrations, the Arceus V-Star, the Charizard one was up a little bit, same thing with 151, Greninja, Terapagos, they were all doing well. And then also, this was the first month I threw in the Prismatic Super Premium Collection. I am planning moving forward to add in SPCs if I think they're worth looking at. Some of the SPCs I don't think are great products, but this Prismatic one is solid. And I think there's, I don't know, like 270, 280 of these listed below $400. So do with that what you will. That is from eBay North America. Now, moving into the topic of conversation today, I wanted to talk about Destined Rivals, Mega Evolutions, and then also Phantasmal Flames, because as you guys know, I have got into One Piece this year, and I've opened a few booster boxes, and I recently just sold a few of the alternate art cards that I pulled out of those boxes, and this was to the fourth person locally that I've talked to over the past like 5 months at this point, 5-6 months, that said they are now getting into One Piece because Pokemon is just way too expensive. It's difficult to find product. It's just not worth opening for them. And I still believe that long-term Pokemon is the strongest IP. It's going to be very difficult for pretty much any other competing game to take a lot of their market share, just because Pokemon does appeal to the masses, whereas something like One Piece, it's not really as child-friendly. There's more violence in it. Obviously, the waifu cards are a bit more explicit than what you'd get in Pokemon. So some parents just aren't going to be buying that type of product for their kids. But I think a lot of people that are in the TCG space now are men in their 20s and onwards, 30s, etc. Whereas those types of issues aren't super important to them. They don't really care. And honestly, it might even be something that intrigues them more about the card game. So I'm just going to come out and say it. I think in 2026, it's entirely possible that the top sets in One Piece actually outperform Pokemon. Now, again, long term, like over the next 5 years or so, I don't know if that's going to be the case, but I think over the 12 months in 2026, a set like Emperors in the New World, or the brand new set coming out like OP13 carrying on as well, I think these sets could do better than something like Phantasmal Flames, Mega Evolutions, even Destined Rivals. And I was watching a non-TCG's video last night, and I know some people don't like Anon, some people do, but he said something that really resonated with me. He said that at this point, what's happening in Pokemon is damaging to the brand. And I totally agree with that. And I think that's important. And he said something's going to have to change. I agree. I mean, Pokemon's done a great job for most of the year building hype around the products that they're releasing, but it is getting to a point where I think a lot of people are leaving Pokemon just because it's difficult for them to find product, or it's too expensive. And even if people can afford it, it's just not worth it for them to open the product. And what I mean by that is, when it comes to the gambling aspect of the hobby, or people that are opening packs and booster boxes to try and chase a top card, if you're spending $400 on a booster box, it would be nice if you could pull a fairly large hit. And I'm not saying that Destined Rivals doesn't have anything impressive. I mean, you can pull the Rockets Mewtwo EX, which is about $540. In Mega Evolutions, you do have the Lucario at $660 currently, the Gardevoir at $620. You have a couple of the SIRs around $300-ish. Phantasmal Flames, I'm sure that there's going to be a couple expensive cards. If we look at Inferno X here, You can see the special art rare, which will be the special illustration rare in English. This is already going for $700 USD, and the gold Mega Charizard X is going for about $840. So in English, those will be expensive cards, but you're going to be paying an arm and a leg for this booster box. Right now, it's about $330. It could come down after release, but you will be paying a lot of money for this. It's not like you're going to be able to buy Phantasmal Flames anytime soon for $150, $200 USD per box. That's just not going to happen. But if you want to open cards and you're really trying to chase a top hit, something like Prismatic Evolutions is still probably your best bet in Pokemon. You can pull a God Pack. The Umbreon is now $1,400 again, $1,300, something like that. And an ETB is going to run you around $140. And if you guys look, recent sales over the past 48 hours or so, a lot of sales over $140 now, guys. So I do think that these sets that have those top chase cards are going to run a lot, but this is still over 2x MSRP. So it is very expensive to get your hands on Prismatic. But on the flip side, if you go to a game like One Piece, you could buy an Awakening of the New Era booster box for basically the same price as something like Phantasmal Flames or Mega Evolutions. The difference is if you open a Awakening of the New Era booster box for the same price, you can pull a top card that's now going for about $4,000 raw. I know TCG Player says $3,100. Recent sales are a lot higher. The Trotta stamped copy of the Luffy alt is now getting close to $2,000 raw. You have the Law manga over $700 again. The Kid manga is over $400. The Nami SP is up to like $300. A lot of that on the back of EBO3 being announced with the heroines. Then you have some other cards in here, but the top tier depth in a set like OPO5 is just not comparable to anything in Pokemon. It absolutely blows it out of the water. And by the way, this isn't even the best example that you could use. You could go to something like Emperors in the New World, OPO9. This set has been out for almost a year at this point. The box is just starting to go crazy. We're up to almost $220 on TCG Player in the most recent sale, $250. But you could have been buying this for most of this year around like $150, $160 at your local stores. Even on TCG Player, you're paying sub $200 for pretty much all of 2025. And when you look at the card list here, top chase, you have the Gold Roger over $3,000 still. The Luffy manga's over $1,000. You have the Shanks at $700, Blackbeard at $630, the Buggy's over $5, the Nami SP's over $4 now. I know it says $340, but recent sales are pushing $4. You have the Boa Hancock in there, all the wanted posters. You could even show like PRBO1, which I didn't bring up, but you have a God Pack in that set with basically all the reprinted manga cards, and that's going for, I don't know what the value would be there, like $5,000, $6,000 for those raw. And even something cheaper like OP11, A Fist of Divine Speed, this is sitting around $165 USD on TCG Player. You can still buy this in Canada for like $175 Canadian. And the top hit right now, I know this says about $2,400. This gold Luffy is going for over $3,000 USD. The silver Luffy is about $1,300, $1,400 again. The Snake Man Luffy is up to like $600 USD. Then you have a couple SPs in there, but just so much top value in those chases compared to anything you see in Pokemon. It's kind of the same thing that Rudy talks about recently with Marvel, Spider-Man, the collector display boxes. This is going for like $450, $500 right now. We all know he's building very large positions, but you have the Soul Stone in there selling for like $20,000, $30,000 USD, and it's not even a serialized card. So in his mind, it doesn't really make sense that these are going for like $450 when you have the possibility of pulling that very expensive chase card. That's the same way that I'm looking at One Piece currently. I think a lot of these sets, like OPO9, like OPO5, even PRBO1 at this point, OP11, OP13 coming out later this year. I mean, this is going to be an absolutely crazy set. You're probably going to have over $10,000 of value in the top 10 chase cards, at least out the gate. That might come down, but out the gate, I do think the Luffy is going to be over $5,000. And then with the Ace and Sabo, you're going to be fairly close already to $10,000. And then as time goes on, those come down a little bit. The regular mangas, the Shanks, Gold, and Silvers, some of the 5 Elders, it will hold it probably around $10,000 for a fairly decent amount of time until we get reprints. That is just not something you can find in any Pokemon set. So I understand that there are people that are fans of Pokemon that'll never leave. They want to chase their Pikachus and their Charizards and their Eevees, and that's great. Like if that's your game, you're a Pokemon lifer, awesome. I mean, you can enjoy opening Prismatic. I'm sure you're having fun with Destined Rivals, some of the mega sets, and hopefully Pokemon does make these products cheaper in the future so more people can access that. Again, like I'm not a huge fan of all these booster boxes being $300-$400 out the gate. I really do think that it is damaging for Pokemon's brand, at least to the general consumer. But I have also started to see in my personal life, just with people I'm talking to, that I'm selling product to, and even just looking at the graphs, looking at the charts for some of these booster boxes, some of these top cards in other games, they're going up. They're starting to explode. When I look at the growth of in subscribers on my secondary channel, of the amount of views there, like people are starting to move to other games, and I would not be surprised if we have this conversation in December 2026 and One Piece, at least the top sets, right? Like if we average out every set, because there are a lot of pretty meh sets in One Piece, like Two Legends Royal Blood. But I think when we look at the top sets in One Piece, they're going to go toe to toe with some of the top sets, or some of the newer sets rather as well, in Pokemon over the next 12 months. So time will tell. We'll see if I'm right or wrong on that. You guys can let me know in the comment section down below what you think. Also let me know, because I am curious, are you guys still buying Mega Evolutions at $300 as an investment? Because I'm not looking at this as $300 with the intent to put a lot of money into this. I just think it's too expensive. Even Destined Rivals coming back down to around $370. I still don't think this is a great entry point. I wouldn't be thrilled to be buying boxes at this price, but maybe some of you guys disagree. And then even Phantasmal Flames, I mean, it's kind of underwhelming that we're not getting a Gengar SIR. At least it looks that way, like we're not going to be getting the Gengar SIR. And if that's the case, I know the Charizard will be decent, but $330 at the gate, I don't know. It just doesn't feel good to me. But if you disagree, that's perfectly fine. Either way, if you got some value out of this video, if you agree, disagree, I'd appreciate if you leave a like, subscribe to the channel. It helps out a ton. Leave a comment down below for the algorithm. I hope you guys have a great week. We'll be back tomorrow to talk about the Sword and Shield era booster boxes. Stay safe wherever you guys are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.